So we say that there is no wrong way to collect, but I'm going to tell you, we have now seen the quintessential definition of the wrong way to collect, and we are going to talk about it right now. Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to an impromptu live stream on I don't even know what today is, Wednesday early. We are jumping on here. Yes, I am still going live later today for Comics Today, but this one was too juicy. It's too juicy to sit on this one. We typically say as collectors, there is no wrong way to collect. And I firmly believed that up until I received this message, up until I saw this news report, which gives me the comfort to say that we now have identified the wrong way to actually collect. And again, I saw Matt's comment here. He says there's no wrong way to collect. I am curious whether you all will agree that there is now a wrong way to do it. And what we are talking about is that a Georgian man, and we are not talking about the country, a Georgian man has basically been charged by the federal government for the purchase of a collectible. He has been charged with making false statements tied to the purchase of a Pokemon card. And I do believe that we are still in the year, I think it's like the 20th anniversary or something like that of Pokemon. Maybe it was last year. I don't know. But this guy's been charged by the federal government for making false statements that led him to purchase roughly a $60,000 Pokemon card. And I'm going to tell you that when you get charged by the federal government for a purchase of a collectible, that is the wrong way to collect. It's either you get beat up by your woman or you get charged by the government. Both of those things are the wrong way. You are doing something wrong in your life. So here are the details. A Georgian man lied in his application to the federal government to secure federal coronavirus relief aid that was being offered up to help small struggling businesses. This man basically submitted some false statements regarding the number of employees that worked for his company and his gross revenue for whatever period of time he needed to submit it in for. And a month after he lied, in July of 2020, which I think is the year of Pokemon. I think that that's the year. A month after he lied, this guy, this liar from Georgia received, I want to get this right, $85,000 that was intended to help struggling small businesses during the pandemic to cover payroll, sick leave, production costs, debit to pay their rent and or their mortgage. It was intended to be used to help struggling businesses. This man from Georgia decided that he was going to spend the majority of his money on a Pokemon card. Specifically, this man spent $57,789 of the $85,000 that he received from the federal government to buy a Pokemon card. My big question is, what Pokemon card did you buy, sir? All right, so he bought this card. And the guy's basically been busted. He has been charged by the federal government for making false statements to obtain this money from the federal government. And again, I will tell you that I believe that this is the quintessential definition of the wrong way to actually collect. The federal government gave him this money, just dropped the money into his bank account. My man was like, you know what? I have always wanted, I can't even name a Pokemon card. I can't even name one. He just was like, I'm going all in, pushing my chips to the middle of the table, and I'm going to buy this Pokemon card. The guy has been busted, and the feds now have him. So there you was it a Charizard? I'm going to tell you, I hope it was worth it, brother. I hope that it was worth it. Because I mean, do you face jail time? Do you face penalties? Like what is the charge for making false statements to the federal government to secure relief aid? Man, I don't know. I don't know. I guess he thought he had to catch them all, says Vanessa. Oh my goodness. Hey, you can't go wrong with a Pikachu. I'm gonna be honest with you. A Pikachu, Pikachu is a good thing. And again, we think that it may have been a rare card that this guy decided to use federal aid money to purchase. I hope that it was. The article here from this is all according to NPR, by the way. It says authorities didn't say which Pokemon card he allegedly bought. No, he bought that joint. Allegedly bought with the federal funds, but rare Pokemon cards have been known to fetch tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars upon resale. The two defense attorneys that he hired declined to comment. I wonder if he had to sell the card in order to hire the defense attorneys, because defense attorneys, I'm guessing, in criminal cases are not inexpensive. They are not cheap. I mean, they're cheap if you want to go to jail, but they're expensive if you hope to stay out of jail. Grand larceny is what Paul is saying. Going to jail for a Pokemon card is crazy, says DJ Lynx. What is you can see him on like Jailbirds or one of those jail shows. Man, what you in for, man? I had to catch them all. I got that Pokemon. Could you imagine the conversation on the yard about the guy that is in there for Pokemon card? I mean, come on. Man, I'm gonna tell you, the Black Orchid Magic card is a dope card. I had a chance to hold one of them bad boys. I want to say it was like $100,000 Black Orchid. But no, this is Pokemon. This is Pokemon that he actually held in his hands. Let me see. I'm scrolling through. Don't mess with the federal government's money. That is legit. People rip the government off all the time. That is a fact. That is a fact. But I think that this is the first time I've ever seen it tied to a collectible, right? Which I think is a sign. I think it's a sign of several things, of the realization and recognition that collectibles are an alternative form of investment. This guy was like, I'm going to rob the federal government and I'm going to roll it into a Pokemon card because that is going to net me some crazy rewards on the other side. Yeah, I just know what I held and what I read in this article, my man. So don't feel bad at all. Just resell the card and give the money back. I don't think that that's an option. Yeah, that would have been the first. Hey, I made a mistake. Here's your money back. That would have been here. Just take the card. I just give him the card. You know what I'm saying? Like there's interest in the card. Here, take the card back. Let's call it even. You keep the interest, and we just both walk away. That would have been the first thing. That would have been the first thing that I tried to do. Defense attorneys were Phoenix Wright and Ash. Well done, right there, Fantastic. I enjoyed that. I don't know. I'm going to assume that it was, because that's risk upon risk. You rob the federal government, then you buy a raw card for basically $60,000. Man, you better get one that's graded. You better get one that is graded. I hope it was $75,000. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I will post up the article. It was actually on NPR, so I will try to post that up actually when this thing wraps up. But again, this is just crazy stuff. And to me, this is a sign of a couple of things that we have talked about and or hinted at, that there are always bad actors out there, right? This guy basically stole from the government. He stole from other small businesses that potentially could have actually used this money to keep their employees employed, right? So bad actors, whenever money is involved, will show their true colors. Again, I personally think that this is the quintessential definition of the wrong way to actually collect. Anytime you are stealing and committing a crime in order to buy a collectible, that's probably the wrong way to go about it. The other thing is that I think that this is a sign that yes, collectibles are being recognized as an alternative form of investment, something we've talked about probably for a couple of years now. But it's also a recognition, I think, that there was money that flowed into collectibles from all of the relief efforts that were being, deployed by the federal and state governments, right? I do not think that the market itself has cooled per se. I think that the market has slowed down, and I think that specifically comic market has slowed down Probably because there are less funds coming from federal and state government to people that is then finding its way into my website, regiecollects.com. That is my general feeling that things have slowed down, not necessarily cooled down, but slowed down as a result of the funds no longer finding their way to people from federal and state government. So that again is just my general feeling. Can I borrow 50K? I have something important to do. So again, for those, just don't use federal grant to buy them. There you go. So again, for those folks that may have come in a little bit late, a Georgian man has basically been charged by the federal government for making false statements on his application to secure CARE funds, which is basically relief funds for small businesses. This man used about $60,000 of an $85,000 allocation from the federal government to buy a Pokemon card. He has been charged with making false statements to the federal government. I'm guessing that that's jail time. What is it? Not reconstitution. Well, you have to pay it back. I can't remember the term. It escapes me at the moment. And then maybe even some fines or penalties. But again, imagine this guy going to jail with people that have, committed some other crimes and him having to, let it be known that, he's there because Pikachu. Pikachu got him. He got wrapped up in the FOMO monster, bought a Pikachu, and now he is in the federal penitentiary. Thank you, brother. I definitely appreciate that. Restitution was the word that I was looking for, and it escaped me. You guys are hilarious. So as a reminder, we are still going to be going live a little bit later today, 7 p.m. with comics today. So if you can make it to your comic shop, make sure you get there so that we can talk about the books that you guys may have picked up and or purchased. As a reminder, Garage Con is still going down on November 20th. There is a link in the description of this video to my website, regiecollects.com, with some a link to the Garage Con section of that website. And as a reminder, I definitely want to encourage you guys to subscribe to the channel, subscribe to Instagram, because something amazingly dope will be dropping soon. So I encourage you guys to stay tuned to all social media channels for details as to what that might be. And I am going to be leaking dribs and drabs of that leading up to the ultimate reveal. So bear with me as I attempt to do that. And again, huge shout out to Action Figure Comedy, Dave Bratton, for sharing that NPR article with me that allowed me to share this breaking news with you about the wrong way to actually collect. All right. With that said, we're going to wrap this up. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me for just a little bit. If you need to reach out to me, feel free to do so on Instagram at Reggie Collects. Take care.